Hey, what's going on? My name is Juan, and welcome back to the final episode of this series. Here we're going to go ahead and call some styles, some scripts, and display our progress bars. All right, so first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and register our script, right? Since we are extending the GF add-on, we have access to a few methods, and one of those methods will be scripts. And what we need to do is we need to create a scripts variable. And we need to pass in an array, and each script will have its own array. And then finally, we can at the bottom, we can return array merge. We want to merge the parent scripts with our scripts. All right, simple enough. So now within this array, we'll go ahead and build out our script that we want. So we want to target the handle, and the handle we're going to name scores. Next, we need to get the source. So src, we could use get base URL, and we want to look in the JS folder, which we have not created, and we want to find the gf scores.js file. Next, we can create the version. That version is going to be this version, and then we can we could target dependencies with deps steps, pass in an array, and we want the jQuery library and the jQuery UI progress bar. If I can spell that right. And we want it in the footer, put that as true. Last but not least, we want to enqueue it on. Now we need to specify where we want to enqueue it, and I'm just going to set the admin page to an array just so we can enqueue it on the front page. Okay, clean that up. So now this is going to enqueue our JavaScript. So let's go ahead and create that JavaScript file here, JS folder, and we call that gf scores.js, right? Again, let's go ahead and let's call this function real quick. This is C where we are. Let's see if this is loading, and we'll just call it an alert. So if we just hit this page, should get an alert box. Perfect. So in order to show a progress bar, it's not too difficult. Look for our confirmation, and it's here. Your score is the average score is. So it may be the other way around, right? So the average score at the top, your score at the bottom. Just change that real quick. And okay, so let's append confirmation. Let's go ahead and append a div with the ID equals my score. Right, simple enough. We got a simple div with the ID of my score, and using jQuery, we can simply target jQuery, and we could target that div with my score, and we could pass it progress bar. So let's give this a value of 50, and just to test this out. So let's just submit one more. Hit submit. The average score is 17, your score is 17. Okay, so let's go ahead and inspect this, see what's going on with the progress bar. Okay, so it is showing the progress bar, it is rendering the JavaScript, but we don't have any styles for that. So let's go ahead and enqueue the styles. So using this framework, we have access to a method called styles. All right, so we're going to do this the same way as we did the scripts. We'll create a styles array, and within the array, we are going to specify another array that will hold each individual style that we need to enqueue. So first, we need to do the handle, and that will be jQuery progress, and then the source is going to be, I'm just going to reference a CDN. for the sake of this tutorial. And then we need an enqueue. Again, we need a enqueue on the admin page. So just save us, copy paste, save us a little bit of time. And let's refresh. Oh, okay. So last thing we need to do is we need to, again, return array merge. And we need to reference parent styles and pass in our styles. Right, so that'll enqueue them properly. I'm missing a slash here. So now we have a progress bar showing us our score. Let's go ahead and go back to the confirmation, and we'll add one for the average score. So we'll just call this average score, which is, again, okay. So in our JavaScript, we can go ahead and just duplicate this and change that to average score, and the value is 50. You know what? And one thing, we can set the max, and that max is going to be 25. When the score is 25, will be 100% full. So that's one way to set the maximum amount of your progress bar. And right now we're still passing in hard-coded values for the progress bars, but we will change that momentarily. Right now we'll just do 20 and 10. See what this looks like. And you can see the two progress bars. So in order to pass these values in dynamically, we want to go ahead and where we enqueue our scripts, and just below we want a WP localized script, and this way you can pass values into JavaScript. So the first thing we want to do is we want to target this handle, which is scores. Next thing, we want to create an object that we could reference. So we're going to go ahead and keep it at scores. Then the third parameter, we're going to pass an array with the values that we do want to pass and the name we want to use. So in our case, we want to pass my score, and all we got to do is reference this score, and we want to pass in the average score, and again, all we have to do is pass in average score. So now we have access to those values within our JavaScript. So in order to reference them, all we have to do is call the object, which is scores, which is going to be the second parameter here, scores, and then the property is going to be my score. So scores, my score is going to be for my score, and the average score is going to be under scores, average score. So 17 and 17. Let's go ahead and see if we could get the different value. Let's go ahead and do 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. Submit. So now your score is 25, the average score is 17, but we're not getting the progress. Let's see what the problem is. Okay, so the problem is we are passing in the value as a string, and we actually need to pass it as an integer. So we can run the parse int. And same goes for here. We get parse. We can pass parse int. Clean that up and refresh. So now we are passing in your score, 25, and the average score is 18.23, blah, 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 and it is referencing is a progress bar. Last thing I want to do is I want to customize these bars. Not really looking too good right now. So we're going to create one more style. We can just copy and paste it here and change up the values. So we want GF scores, and that is going to be under this paste URL, and we're going to target CSS and gfscores.css. Good enough. We can create that CSS file here. It's going to be under CSS gfscores.css. And I'm just going to paste these values here, just targeting, changing the colors up. Now if we refresh one more time, we get two different colors. nice looking colors, and we got a progress bar, and the averages are working, and the scores are working. So let's go ahead and try this one last time. We would do one, you know what? We would do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Submit that. So the average score is 19.13, and your score was 15. So that's just a quick demonstration on how you can use an add-on to contain all your logic, all your JavaScript, all your styles whenever you're extending Gravity Forms. You can take this a step further and add settings and stuff like that. But so as a good introductory tutorial, this is pretty much what we're going to do. Hopefully you learned something and enjoyed. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below. So you can reach me on Twitter at WPZombies. Again, my name is Juan. Thank you for watching.